Tonight, we're doing a special report on my 1,000 subs. It's so awesome, guys, that 1,000 people have decided to join me here on YouTube and take a journey into reselling my way, I think, because I think that's what we're doing. I wanted to address a bunch of fantastic questions and comments, and thank you to everyone who told me congratulations. On Amazon 101 tonight, we're going to talk about dropshipping and the requirements for ungating, unlocking, and how much material you need to sell for Christmas. Let's get going. So I think you need to sell at least 500 items a month to qualify to sell during Christmas. Just best guess. That you need to sell throughout the entire year so you can get qualified to sell for Christmas time. And it needs to be an adequate percentage. I mean, 500 pieces a month, you're looking at 125 pieces a week, which seems pretty reasonable. And then loading up inventory. If you're trying to hold inventory for Christmas time, I found that prices actually go up about 25% at Christmas time, which is a pretty big increase. So if you've held back some inventory, it's kind of worth it. But if you would have made money all year long, if you're trying to get a 25% increase just for the end of the year, I'm not really sure one cancels out the other. So, and the other part of that was whether or not you're going to save money on the Amazon storage fee. I think it's negligible. I'm not sure that it's the cost of doing business. I was told it's the cost of doing business. So I think it's pretty negligible. I don't really think it's going to amount to much, unless you get millions of pieces of inventory and they're not moving. That's when you'll really get hit hard on the Amazon storage fees. So the other question I'm getting a lot is drop shipping. I'm not really sure why anybody in their right mind would want to take a chance on having another person put something in a box, send it through Amazon to one of Amazon's customers. Amazon's pretty quick to point out that these customers are theirs. You're servicing their customers. What you're doing is buying product that you've never touched or looked at. You've not checked the quality, the packaging. You have no idea what these people are shipping to Amazon's customers on your behalf. I think that's a dangerous game, one that I wouldn't be willing to play. You bring material in, you're going to private label it, you're going to brand it, you just want to bring it. So if you go out and you find enough material through some drop shipper and you're like, man, this stuff's selling good, it's got some sales ranking, it's all these things, just buy it, bring it in. You can check the quality, the packaging, you can verify everything. It will make sense. And that's what you need. It has to make sense. Everything we do has to make sense. Everything has to always line up. This equals this at all times. And when something gets out of whack or out of proportion and it doesn't make sense, you know whose account's going to get dinged? Not mine. Yours. These are the things you need to be careful of. In the world of drop shipping, it's a dangerous game. Find products, bring them in. I understand not everybody has money to bring in a lot of products. And you're competing against other people that are also in the same category, segment, working on the same products, right? So, that being said, tread lightly, move carefully, weeding your way through drop shipping, looking at products, trying to decide if you would have them shipped to your customer. You need to you need to bring the products in. And I know if you don't have money, well, then you go back to other products. But most of these products are pretty cheap anyway. I just don't see how there's a big demand for a lot of them unless you bring them in, you private label them, and you go down that road. And then that's an entirely different matter because you're going to bring in thousands of pieces. You're going to private label them, brand them, package them, send them in, and FBA is going to do your shipping. Much safer route. It's more expensive. But what is the expense if your account gets closed down the road because some drop shipper? Another thing that I'm not clear on drop shipping. I've watched some of these videos on YouTube as well, and these people profess they live it. They're like, I'm a drop shipper and I drop ship $200,000 or $300,000 a year. Well, I have very limited experience with drop shippers, and what I do know is if you do not meet the shipping time required on Amazon, that will also ding your account. I don't know how anybody's going to order something and then go buy it from somebody else and have it shipped into the country and out to your customer within the allotted time frame. I don't see how any of this works. But what I do see is when you go to any of these drop shipping programs or people that are going to teach you, well, they charge you, except for AliExpress. I disagree with buying anything on AliExpress. That's a onesie twosie, and I'm not really sure there's a benefit. There's a lot of people that say they can drop ship off AliExpress. I don't see how it's possible based on the price and the shipping rates. I do understand though that people shipping stuff in from China actually get to ship these products into our country for $1. So shipping is very, very, very cheap. So it may be possible, but again, I still have to question the quality and the packing material. And so you're not going to get any repeat business. But let's just say repeat business is out of the question because it's Amazon anyway. So one person buys something from you and then they're like, well, you just bought that from China. But I suppose if you did that 1,000,000 times, you'd make a bunch of money. And you're not going to get repeat business anyway. So I'm not going to say it's not possible. I'm just not clear on if you could meet the turnaround times for shipping required by Amazon. And then if the stuff isn't of good quality, people start leaving you negative feedback, it's going to hurt your account. And then you won't get to sell anything whether you get to buy it here or not. So these are just my warnings. And I will see you guys in the morning. That's it for me. I'm Dave.